Nya nya nya. Babue. Zimbabwe. The broken Bunsen burner burns so bright.
Jamie?
Southeast Asian Peninsula.
Hey, Jamie?
Yes?
I think the only line we need from you today is drivers who switch to progressive could save big.
Cool. I just gotta finish my warm-ups. Foul, throw in the towel. History.
Switch to Progressive today.
Santa ski slalom in a salmon skin suit.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Now time to take a look at the national championship game from OffshoreInsiders.com. Alabama and Georgia, OffshoreInsiders.com, home of the most thoroughly vetted, tested, and approved sportsbooks and handicappers who have been winning going all the way back to 1980 on the score phones. And it's exclusively at OffshoreInsiders.com, led by Joe Duffy's picks. 202-135 in football since preseason. We do file this report before the NFL wildcard games. You got the side and total for Alabama, Georgia, and it's at OffshoreInsiders.com, home of Joe Duffy's picks. Now let's take a look at Alabama and Florida. Crimson Tide laying 4 with a total 44. This is a neutral game, and there's not really as big of an advantage as maybe some people would think. Of course, the game is in the state of Georgia, being played in Atlanta, but Alabama only traveling 187 miles, Georgia 60 miles. Bama 6-7 against the spread. UGA, though, 10-4, including 7-1 on the road. Of course, we've done discussions as to whether neutral games should be counted as road games. That's another story altogether, when we do really our on handicapping theory, and we do videos and articles on handicapping theory. That's one thing. Here we tend to be more of a we report, you decide, when we do our tailgate party previews. Georgia, 2.3 net yards per play advantage, while Alabama, 2.8. So in other words, they get 2.3 net yards more on offense than they give up on defense, and Alabama 2.8. Now remember, the Dogs are off a tougher game, to say the least. Double-digit overtime, come-from-behind game, while Alabama won the game in a relative breeze. UGA's Jake Fromm trying to become the first true freshman quarterback to win the national title since 1985. Alabama does not have the pass rush, though, of former seasons. So a lot of people are saying, look, Alabama might be the favorite here because they are living off of their reputation. But Alabama, they're especially they've been thinned by injuries, and their pass rush, a lot of people say, is not as good as previous seasons. A lot of knowledgeable people, that is. Now, Nick Saban is 11-0 straight up against his former assistants, straight up by a 427-111 cumulative margin. Of course, Kirby Smart was a longtime defensive coordinator for him. The public is betting on Alabama, but by not really an overwhelming margin, less than a 6-4 margin, or 60-40 margin to be more accurate. Now let's get to some trends brought to you by MyBookie.ag. Remember, when you place a bet, you should always have several books. Never get screwed by a half a point here. Pay attention to the juice. And one that I always use is MyBookie.ag. Search them every day as part of my line shopping. They always pay me on time. If you're a client of Joe Duffy's Picks, that's enormously important, getting paid on time. And if you're not a client of Joe Duffy's Picks, well, you can make very easy deposits as well. Lines are very sharp for those of you who use it for your line shopping, your line shopping, that is. OffshoreInsiders.com is made in arrangement with MyBookie.ag. Promo code Duffy, and they will give you the maximum bonus that they have on hand. Alabama and Georgia. The Crimson Tide 5-1 on neutral site games. All records are against the spread. They're 4-10 on grass. 1-5 in the conference. 1-5 following a spread win. Georgia has covered 4 straight bowl games. They're 10-3 after accumulating more than 200 yards rushing in their previous game. 10-4 after allowing more than 450 total yards in their previous game. 7-3 following a straight-up win. The Bulldogs are 4-11 after allowing more than 280 yards passing in their previous contest. As far as head-to-head competition, the road team 5, and well, both teams are, it's a neutral game, but the underdog is 4-0 in these meetings. Now, for some over-under trends, Alabama has gone under 4-1 overall. Crimson Tide have gone over 19-7 on neutral fields. The over is 10-4 in bowl games. Georgia has gone under 19-7 against teams with a winning record. And again, MyBookie.ag, promo code Duffy sponsoring these. Please support our videos. Make sure you give us a click on the like, If you're watching the rebroadcast on Periscope, give us a heart, share, comment, embed, retweet, and most importantly, visit offshoreinsiders.com, home of the best sports handicappers and thoroughly vetted sportsbooks. Even if you don't use sports handicappers, not a problem. We use sportsbooks that we've looked at inside and out, personal experience, clients' experience, and also checking with a lot of industry contacts, as well as the very legitimate watchdog sites. You will not find better sportsbooks than at offshoreinsiders.com.
Xfinity is breaking the gig barrier with Wi-Fi speeds over a gig. It's more than enough speed to power all your devices. Introducing Gig Wi-Fi, new from Xfinity. Go online, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply.